Coconut oil, get ready to move over. There is a new kid on the block. You may not use it to cook with, but palm oil is in several products you use on a day-to-day basis. From food items, such as instant noodles, chocolate, margarine, ice cream, cookies, pizza dough, packaged bread, to cosmetics such as lipstick, to detergents, soaps, and shampoos. Palm oil is even used as a biofuel, diesel. 68% of palm oil is used in food products, 27% in cosmetics, detergents and other industrial products, and around 5% is used as a biofuel. Palm oil is an edible vegetable oil, derived from the reddish pulp of the fruit of oil palms. Humans have been using oil palm for thousands of years. In the 19th century, West African countries were the primary producer of palm oil. Today most of the global needs are met through plantations in Malaysia and Indonesia. Sri Lanka's foray into oil palm cultivation is relatively new, with the original estates being planted only in the 1960s, well after the country regained independence. With low country crops such as tea and rubber having widely fluctuating demands and prices, regional plantation companies have looked for other crops to fill the void. Today there are several plantations situated southwest of Sri Lanka. The oil palm thrives in tropical conditions. The trees planted in rows take 3 to 4 years to mature and produce bunches of fruit. Once the farmer sees that the fruit is mature and ready for harvesting, crews are given the task of collecting these bunches. On plantations where the trees have grown to a substantial height, the task of picking the fruit is done manually and is an arduous one. Great care needs to be taken, as a mature fruit can be as heavy as 25 kilograms or more. Once the fruits are picked, they are collected by hand and transferred to processing sites. The fruits are first transferred to a processing center by truck. The trucks bring in the fruit, and the weight is calculated at the weighbridge. Once the fruits are discharged into the storage area, it's fed into a hopper, an attached feeder belt, which is the start of the processing cycle. The first step of processing the fruits go through is called sterilizing. Here the fruits are steam boiled. Because of the sheer size and weight of the batches, everything is moved along using large vats on rails. Cooking the fruit sterilizes it and stops enzyme activity, which could degrade the quality of oil about to be extracted. The next step of the process is known as threshing. Here the fruits go into rotary drums, where pieces of fruit are separated from the bunch. After threshing, the fruits undergo a process of pressing, where oil is squeezed out of the skin and pulp of the fruit. This process produces crude palm oil. After sending the oil through clarification equipment, we end up with filtered, crude palm oil. This can now be sent for further processing, known as RBDPO. Refined, bleached, and deodorized palm oil. This is used in the manufacture of soap, washing powder, and other products. There is an additional oil derived from the palm nut, which is inside the fruit. The palm nut is first introduced into a machine, which polishes the nut. The palm kernel shell and the palm kernel is separated. This creates a pure kernel, where the oil can be pressed out of the palm kernel. After some filtration, the resultant product is crude palm kernel oil. The byproducts of the kernel shell and palm nut are used for a variety of uses, including boiler fuel and fertilizer. Today oil palm cultivation and manufacture provide employment and income to many stakeholders. The RPCs, while benefiting, will give back to its workers in terms of better living conditions and amenities. Cultivation of the oil palm, in some countries, have been linked to destruction of rainforests and uncontrollable clearing of biodiverse environments. However, the oil palm is the most efficient vegetable oil to cultivate, as the land area required is less than other sources. Sri Lanka will need to manage its diversification of crops in a careful and systematic manner, so that all stakeholders and the environment benefit from sustainable practices. Optimizing production in existing plantations is the best way to cope with future demands while protecting the rainforests.